How's it going, everyone? It's Bomberman Dan from Clan Nano Gaming, bringing you the third and last match of the best of three between EGThorzain and QuanticSase. And we are in Entombed Valley, and we have Sase in the north east spawn of the map, and we have Thorzain in the southeast side of the map. And in the first game, we saw Thorzain beat Sase on Metropolis with, you know, a pretty good bio ball of Marine Marauder, Ghost, Medivac, and then some Vikings, because Sase had previously gone Colossus, and which is very overwhelming, and just staying on three base the entire time, rather than kind of go for a fourth. Sase struggled in the first game to really kind of take an edge off of Thorzain, because Thorzain's mechanics and play was just very solid there, not giving up too much, and Sase, you know, struggled a bit, but came back in the second game on Cloud Kingdom, where he had a very nice Warp Prism drop, giving him the early lead, but sort of laid off the aggression against Thorzain for a very long time, and then finally just kind of cleaned it up with a very nice mixture of Archon, Dark Templar, High Templar, Colossus, Zealot, Stalker, Sentry. So basically, like, every unit he could possibly have. Some very nice force fields there, splitting the Terran army, and it was just an overall very good play by Sase. And we are on Entombed Valley here, in kind of close-ish spawns. The Watchtower not going to be very effective here, especially with coming around this side and destroying this destructible debris. The Watchtower is going to be sort of not very crucial. Normally on cross spawns, you know, the Watchtower always an important feature, but Sase with those observers and Thorzain with those scans should still be able to get pretty good reads on the enemy. And we do have the Cybernetics core down there for Sase. Pretty standard build here we've been seeing by Sase, going for that second gas, so that way he can get his early Stalker going that he went with last game. We do have Thorzain with that very early command center down here. Again, we'll probably see a bunker right around here, maybe even two, just to be safe, because bunkers on ramps are always just very effective there. We could see a bunker back a little bit farther, so that the SCVs can be pulled, but I highly doubt that. We'll probably see it up front, just like how we've been seeing Thorzain utilize his bunkers oh so well, like any Terran player should. And we decided to go with two early Zealots again this time for Sase. He did that the first game. They weren't as effective. The Stalker, in my opinion, gave him a little bit more map control, especially against Marines. But anyhow, Sase going for that expansion in his natural. We will see the bunker go down fairly centered on this ramp here, and he will be attacking it. And if that was a Stalker, I know the Zealot comes out earlier, but a Stalker would be able to do a lot more damage here, because we do have that second Zealot. Instead, I would really like the Stalker there. Could be doing a lot more harassment and really put Thorzain sort of on an edge, where he has to kind of, you know, start thinking about getting units a lot quicker than he is. But he will have a reactor going down on the first barracks. Once this Marine's done, we will probably just see a tech lab go down there, and there goes the tech lab. Yeah, so pretty standard build there by Thorzain, what he's been doing all of these games, in a pretty good build order at that, getting his units out, getting his bases up pretty early. Sase, on the other hand, is going to be going for those gateways again. Would not be surprised to see that Robo facility go down here soon, just like the last games. And it looks like, whoa! And it looks like there was maybe a pause or some lag or whatnot. And there we go. So not too much of an issue there. Always interesting to see that kind of stuff. And I like the positioning of the supply depots. It's really going to just prevent units from running straight around this bunker, and this Stalker is going to see just that. So I really like that a lot, and it looks like they're going to get the Marauder in there. The Marauder going to push out. Does he have Marauder slow yet? It does not look like he does. He just has Stim on the way. So going to Stim before Combat Shield. Always a little interesting there. Maybe that means he's going to have some Marauders here early, but a nice push here. Oh, and the force field does sort of, I wouldn't say whiff, and some nice force fields there could have really just almost ended the game right there. But it looks like he will be throwing down another bunker, deciding, you know, I'm going to try to be safe. And this Sase is kind of you know, a good position here of units. We do have the sentries here with quite a bit of energy, and if he decides to act soon, he will be able to force field off here. But it looks like Sase will be going for the attack. It looks like he will be. Here comes the big push, getting his zealots out front. A guardian shield, reducing damage. The force fields go behind that bunker, preventing the units from getting in there. Also preventing the units from getting into the other bunker, but we do have 2 marauders there. So very nice play there. The zealots going forward, going to do a ton of damage. He's going to have to take out this bunker. If he can take the bunker out, he will do a ton of damage. And it looks like he's in a very good position here. The zealots going forward, but it looks like he needs to pull back a little bit to take out these SCVs and get some more units here. And EGThorzain in a very questionable position here is not looking good. Is going to try to get a bunker up, but if Sase pushes forward right here, he could just win the game straight up. We do have a couple of marauders here and some marines, but these SCVs are going to be very important because he's going to have to keep them. And it looks like Sase is going to wait for some more warpins, but if he attacks soon, he will be good because the stim is not done. So a very good timing attack there by EGThorzain, just doing a ton of damage, getting these SCVs going forward. Some nice kiting there by Sase. A nice force field there, sort of pushing some units in the back. He's got to get some stalkers in range of some of these units, and some very nice play. It looks like he will be able to hold this. He's going to have to pull more SCVs there, and SCVs trying to get this bunker up, and it looks like a bad position there. A nice snipe there by Sase, but he's kind of overextending himself just a little bit. These marauders doing a ton of damage, but he has done a ton of damage so far. Sase sort of just keeping his macro a little bit low here, keeping a ton of units warped in. He does have a little bit of a build-up here of minerals that he could be spending. I'm not sure if he wants to, you know, keep a little bit of a bank there. We do have a big push forward here. The zealots doing a ton of damage here, going to try to take out some units, but there are a ton of marauders. And it looks like he's going to have a kind of bad position here. We needed to see some zealots go in here, but it looks like EGThorzain has pushed outwards, and he's going to have to come back. Some snipes are going down, so it looks like he has overextended himself just quite a bit, and it's not looking too good for EGThorzain. He has to mule a lot. He does not have a lot of workers in the main. Sase fully mining in the main, and he's got quite a few workers there in his expansion. And he's just being absolutely relentless. He's going to go for another attack, another stim forward, but he's going to watch these stims because he does not have any medivacs. He's going to go forward. He does snipe the SCV working on the bunker, and he's going to decide to snipe that bunker when he leaves. But a very nice cancel there by EGThorzain, making sure that he did not lose those precious 75 minerals that he needs. Deciding to build a bunker farther back is a good decision so that it does not get destroyed straight up. The supply depots go up to try to get a nice choke there, but the zealots tanking and doing a lot of damage there, trying to kill these SCVs, but the SCVs popping forward. The stalkers deciding to go back to not going to attack those marauders, but the supply difference is just getting ever so deeper. Sase at 57, EGThorzain at 36, and it looks like this might be the killing blow, but the bunker is almost done. If he can get this bunker up, he might be in a good position. The marauders get into the bunker, and he's going to try to, he's going to have to snipe this bunker down, but it is not looking too good there because that bunker did just get down there for EGThorzain, and it looks like he might just be able to hold here because he just did a ton of damage, and it looks like that very nice hold there by EGThorzain might prolong this game. That bunker was just so crucial there. And it's honestly not sure what to do in this position. Will he decide to macro up? It looks like he will go for that robotics facility, start working on his tech, and he is going to fall back. So Sase not being able to end the game right there. So a very, very nice play by EGThorzain, getting that bunker down with some very nice micro, and just making sure everything worked out. So very beautiful play. Good control there by EGThorzain. Maybe he should make another bunker here, but maybe he thinks he's in a good position. He is sort of in a decent position here. Sase, will he be going for his third, or is he just going to destroy this destructible debris right now? Sase can get his third up and going. He will be fine. He is in a good position. He really can't, EGThorzain really can't push forward right now, and I think Sase knows that, so he can go for that third very comfortably there, and should be alright. Sase going for his forge, kind of neglecting tech back there, trying to see if he could end the game straight up. It wasn't too much of an all-in because he was on 2 base and really didn't kind of produce all that much. He did have that nice little bit of minerals up in the top right that I noticed, so he could build buildings if he wanted to, or continue to build probes. So he did not really overextend himself all that much because he did do an absolute ton of damage and really forced EGThorzain to make just as many units as he did during that attack. And looks like EGThorzain will be putting a push here. Could potentially take out this army here, but some good force fields could really change that up a bit. But this observer is going to spot the army pushing forward. We'll see the unit composition. He could go for a smallish drop, but it would kind of leave his army without a medivac. But EGThorzain catching up in supply, 73 to 85. So not that big of a deal. The Immortal popping is a big deal there for Saucy. Now he feels good because there's unit composition has a ton of Marauders in it, and it will be doing an absolute ton of damage to those Marauders. We do have Marauder slow on the way. Concussive shell. I was gonna say canister shell. So he will be able to kind of potentially get these units down, prevent the Zealots from really doing a lot of damage up there. And it looks like Saucy is gonna kind of put some Stalkers back there because he did see the Medivacs, but the Medivacs are gonna be going for his third. So he's gonna get his units sort of split up. I like what he's doing there. There's not much of an army here to do a lot of damage. These Stalkers could potentially take them out, and then Immortal just popping will do a lot. And if he can take these 2 Medivacs out, he'll be in a very good position here. But it looks like Saucy is going to move his units back. So not a good position there. Because he will be seeing that army move forward. But at the same time, he's going to see this army move back. These Medivacs move back. And he's going to have to move his units into position. And it looks like he will be splitting almost all of it there. He should probably leave an Immortal back. Because there is the Sentry Force though there. And not a good decision making there by Saucy. Not very good control. Had problems splitting his army there. And loses the Nexus. So a big deal there for Saucy. Thorzain just evening up the game right there on the mark. We do have a lot of probes here, but he's going to have to basically rebuild that Nexus straight up. Can he get any good snipes there? And it looks like he might lose a Medivac with units in it. And it looks like the 1 Medivac will be going down. So a big loss there by Thorzain, but a big loss there for Saucy as well. So I'd say maybe a little bit more of an edge there to Thorzain, probably just evening the game right there. Was down a little bit, but probably is in a very good position because Saucy is really not mining off of 3 bases. Long distance mining really doesn't do all that much, especially in this position. Might be better off just oversaturating this base. But Thorzain is going to decide to go for his 3rd here soon. And it looks like we will have we will have Sonic Storm here on the way for Saucy, so he can get those Templars out there and just do an absolute ton of damage, because if he stays on the defensive, some storms on these ramps would be absolutely devastating, as well as those high Templars feedbacking those Medivacs because of those drops. And we see this Observer just being active still, checking out everything. We see Thorzain just really doing what he's doing all game, just getting his barracks up and really just trying to crank out as many units as possible. We do have this command center basically fully saturated down here. Doesn't have too many workers on these gas, and we'll decide to go for his 3rd. So basically evening the game up with Saucy. Again, a nice composition here. We do have the Ghost Academy with the Mobius reactor done. And it looks like we will have some ghosts on the way. So basically what we've been seeing the last couple games, these 2 players, you know, Saucy took it in the 2nd game, Thorzain took it in the 1st. So with the kind of similar builds there that they've been doing, so really just relies on a lot of heavy micro and decision making that these 2 players really need. Saucy deciding to split up his units, and I really like that a lot. Good placement there with the Stalkers. Do we have any up top? No, we do not. And sort of a scan there. Does see the High Templar there, so knows what's up. Knows the Ghosts were a good idea there, especially because Ghosts are always a pretty good unit in a matchup against a Protoss player, no matter what. Against Colossus, again, the Colossus not as good, just because the Colossus have so much health and shields and do so much damage against a bio army. But still effective there against basically every gateway unit that Protoss makes, which is basically the majority of all their units. So Saucy just trying to get his unit composition that he likes oh so much that was able to beat Thorzain. Thorzain trying to sit comfortably on his 3 base, but has a very nice unit composition here that is basically capable of taking out almost everything that Thorzain has. But we'll have to make Vikings if Saucy does decide to make a Colossus, and it looks like we will be going for a 4th base here by Saucy. Sort of a little bit of a risky maneuver here, because he will have to move his units out onto here, onto the low ground, and that will prevent any big chokes, because this is, of course, a giant area. This is a giant area, and this is a giant area that he will have to defend off of. And definitely pronged attacks, if he has to move his units down onto the lower ground, Medivac drops in the natural, in the main, taking out structures, or in the 3rd, will always just be very effective there too. So making sure the Stalkers are split up, or maybe a High Templar for the feedback, would be very, very good decision making there by Sase. Sase just trying to get this fourth up and running, and it looks like Thorzain's going to push forward, but of course, Sase keeping his observer at a nice distance away so that, you know, he doesn't see that little ripple over his army constantly. So trying to keep his observers, you know, strong and alive there. And we do have a Zealot here just doing a little bit of pokeroo, an observer over here at the natural. And Marine's going to come over here and spot the fourth, and will Thorzain attack? That is the decision. We do have some ghosts. Oh, decided not to move forward. A little bit of misclick there, but not a big deal. And we do have a ghost deciding to go cloak the other way to see if there is going to be a counterattack at all. Sase with a maxed army here has to make it happen, and it looks like he will be going forward. Some nice, if we could get some nice force fields going and some nice storms, he should be in an alright position, but Sase not really wanting to get into the choke of that Nexus, but he's going to have to move forward soon unless he wants to make it out. Will he be going for a counterattack? It is very weird, leaving this Nexus to basically fry. Is he going to try to wait for his unit's army to get there, which would be a very interesting position there. The Ghosts not doing all that much there. Do we see some snipes on the High Templar? So Sase deciding it was not worth to engage there, and will be waiting out there, but does not realize that his army had gone along the backside. Very interesting decision making there by Sase. Deciding maybe he can't make it at that point in time, but we don't see any upgrades going down for Sase, so I'm wondering why he's waiting, maybe for more energy on his High Templars, or whatnot. But that is giving Thorzain some time to get his 3-3 up, which is very interesting there. We don't have any drops or anything there for Sase. Sase is deciding he is on a good position here. They're both on 3 base, and he is going to go for his 4th. But we do have some ghosts kind of splitting up, doing some stuff. And will we see some snipes? We do have an observer there, so it looks like he will not be doing that much damage there with his ghost. But a ghost coming along the backside of here. A ton of photon cannons going down. We do have a snipe there taking out a High Templar. Will we see another High Templar go down? We will not. But a Psionic Storm going down there, preventing that Marauder from doing too much damage. We do have the High Templars just sitting over there. So Sase just trying to keep his Templars alive, knowing that they are the key to try to get some feedbacks on these ghosts, and these ghosts trying to get the snipes on the High Templar. So basically almost the same unit for both players. And just trying to keep those units alive because they're very much a crutch in this position, because they both have enormous balls of other units that they need to be able to take down, and the Templars and the Ghosts will be very crucial in that. It looks like Sase is going to be going for a 5th base, because he is going to be mining out here soon on his natural, as we can see, and his 3rd is going to be getting closer too. But I really like the decision making on the Colossus. They're going to be very useful, but of course very good decision making there by Thorzain as well, getting those Vikings out, knowing I saw this last game, I was unprepared for it, and that's why I lost. With some good blink forward there by those Stalkers, picking up one of the Vikings, just trying to be as cost effective as possible. And it looks like he will not be looking for this 5th base up here. And we do have some Ghost Snipe going down there, and the Extended Thermal Lance is being very efficient here, just trying to keep those Vikings away. And the Vikings might be going out here a little more, but they're going to go for a snipe, and they did lose 2 of them, so kind of a bad position there for Thorzain, losing those Vikings that he needed. And some big EMPs, some big force fields, a lot of good moves there, some very nice play. We do have a nice storm going down in the middle, another storm sort of whiffs. We had some very nice EMPs, another storm going down. This could be it for Thorzain, but we do have some nice EMPs there, taking out a lot of his army, and there goes Thorzain's army right there. The Archon's doing a ton of damage, the Colossus just being oh so effective, but we do not have an observer down here, and these ghosts are just going to do a lot of sniping damage here. But it looks like he's just going to walk past them and try to get away to see if he can take out this 4th base or go for a 3rd, because he will be needing an observer out here as soon as possible. Is he going to try to take an observer from another part of the base? It looks not. He does have a good position here, but these ghosts can only cloak for so long before they run out of energy. It looks like there will be a proxy pylon going down there. A ton of units there. A nice blink forward is going to try to take out all of these Vikings. The Colossus are going to do a little bit of damage with the splash. We'll be doing a nice bit of damage there on those ghosts. The Immortals turning around, doing a lot of damage. And there is the GG by Thorzain. So Sase wins the best of 3, 2, 1. Some very nice games by Sase and Thorzain. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.